Hello, welcome to ZSR. I'm here. We're bringing you a double header today. We've got two races going on in the Link to the Past NMG League, and I'm here joined by Dow and Malmo, who will take it away on commentary.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we are, I guess, just waiting. Four-way races are a lot to keep track of.
I can't wait to count blue balls.
I will be doing no such thing. I just can't pay attention.
Yeah, I'll be looking and be like, that looks like a lot.
Looks like we're getting ready to get kicked off here, though, so no delays, really. And just for the viewers, the races are going to be, well, on my screen, it's the two on the left versus, or the two on the left are racing each other, and the two on the right are racing each other.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was confused by the arrangement of splits and stuff that you can't even see in the restream. But one of the cool things about ZSR restreams is we do get to see their splits, and we also get to describe their faces that they make whenever things happen. And I will be sure to just describe in glorious detail every facial expression that PH makes.
Yeah, Spleebie doesn't normally get too animated in his runs, so I'm sure we won't see much there. And Yoho is unfortunately depriving us. No camera.
Yeah, and Tam will be depriving us of animations because they are a still image of an anime character from some weeb game. It's like Yoho demonstrating Lonk by getting hit by a guard in front of the door. Practicing for the next All Dungeons League, I'm sure.
Unfortunately, won't be useful to us here, but yeah, not too much interesting happens in the first few minutes of the game here. Basically, I don't expect much in the way of mistakes from any of the runners.
There are no mistakes, only happy disasters.
The only real possible issue is the ball and chain guard coming up in 30 seconds or so. Mostly, you just take more damage than you want, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, usually you see people go for like 8 slash and they get an 11 slash instead and lose time. At this level, that's usually as bad as it gets. People at this level also know when to bail. If things are really going wrong, we'll pick up a heart pot rather than die, unless they're doing runs. Like if you're doing attempts and it goes wrong, you just let yourself die and reset.
Well, I said that. We had a fairly eventful key guard there. Both Yoho and PH missed the spins. They're all too close together. I couldn't count tinks on any of these, but nicely done from all of them.
It looks like Yoho's the last one to the lamp. Kind of in line with the amount of health that he has. Things didn't go so great for him. But,
yeah,
you know, the escape doesn't matter. Like, this is not the thing you're going to think about at the end of the game when we ask them what went wrong. And then he's going to say, oh, I took a hit from the guard outside of the castle.
I mean, they might be looking at their splits and they go, I was plus 3 seconds in escape, what happened? And they'll say, oh yeah, but I mean, I lost 40 seconds somewhere else, so, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, even though it can seem like we're in danger of 1.5 hearts, basically nothing else in this segment is really dangerous to us. And so everybody else with more than that is going to be totally fine.
I mean, Yoho could almost save time at this point, taking a strategic hit just to get beep frames in the Sanctuary.
That's true.
You usually don't try to do that, but if you're already at 1.5 heart, it might actually be worth it because you do get some lag frame saving if you're beeping.
There is also a snake RNG where it is faster to damage boost around them.
Ooh,
which would
is that just when there are a lot of them?
No, it's like I forget exactly what it looks like, but there's like 3 on the bottom and then 2 vertically above that, and you can like deboost through the 2 that are lined up. So not what Tam just saw. None of those.
No, he took a hit, but it wasn't in the right direction. And nobody's unscathed in this escape. Tam and PH are the healthiest. Yoho is the beepiest.
And the beep frames only save time. Well, they save time on most ways that people play this game, but well, that's unfortunate. Oh, it's really bad RNG on Yoho's side.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody here is on SNES Classic, which is the console that beep frames don't save time on. I mean, it's mostly Requiem that I know who plays on that. He likes to talk about it.
Yeah, it's not... well, it's an easy console to get a hold of, but it's not the best for running on most of the time.
I think a bit of a problem with it is the controller, right? It's kind of hard to source a controller, and also that it doesn't have the correct frame rate, so even if you save time and lag, you lose it elsewhere.
Yeah, the frame rate is like 5996 instead of like 60.09 or something. So, or it's 60 exactly instead of 60.
Oh, you're getting called out. You're a SNES Classic gamer.
I am a SNES Classic gamer.
Have you tried a console, like a real console lately?
Not anytime recently, but I have tried a real console and I couldn't play on it because... Yeah,
and when Requiem tried it at GD or SG Live, he said it felt different than playing on SNES Classic.
It's like 1 or 2 frames less of input delay on real console. So everything is just like, feels wrong.
As an emulator player, I can relate to that. Like, I'm used to the delay of emulator, and going on to someone else's console is... the thing I notice is that when I select buffer, I will like under buffer things and not go far enough. And stop my dashes like a whole tile before the wall.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So anyway, there's a race happening.
And yes, after Sanctuary, or after the escape segment, all of our runners did get the heart refill. Tam has taken a lot of damage here, and so has PH. This overworld can be kind of mean sometimes, as we're seeing here.
Can't believe we made it this far without talking about pumping.
It's fine. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. They made it past the guard. That's what matters. We won't talk about how they did that.
I swear it is impossible to get a 5 right cannonball RNG. Theoretically, it's 1 in 32, and I literally never see it. Bring that up because Tam got 4 right RNG, and then you're praying to get the last one, and you always react to the last one on the left.
Yeah, it's even worse in rando when you have boots and you want to like dash it, and then you don't dash it, but then you get 5 left or something, and you're like, oh, I should have dashed.
Eastern is also a fairly... I mean, other than the overworld, which sometimes is a little bit mean, this split's pretty safe and not too much to it.
Yeah, it's
As well.
pretty, like, people will be thinking about rupee farming a little. You saw PH try to boomerang a rupee. You do want to come out of here with 6 if you can.
Yeah, it's not required to have any, but it feels tremendously bad when you don't have at least a few.
Yes, that damage boost is probably the hardest trick in this dungeon. You have to... the hard part... I mean, I find it just difficult to do in general, but even at a high level, you want your boost to not knock you down or away from the chest. So there's still like a skill ceiling to it, even if you are good at the trick. And then this room, if you get the right RNG from the Stalfos, I'm watching Tam in particular, you can beat the second Stalfos head. None of them did. It takes a lot of pumping and a lot of good movement. And some good RNG.
Exceptionally difficult to beat the Stalfos head moving.
You know, Tam and Fox have like a whole thing about it where they'll challenge each other to get it. And they've both gotten it at times, but it is very hard.
Oh, Tam went a little low and missed the switch. Pretty good job by all them.
Good Zelda gamer rooms. Let's see the arrow count. We got Tam on 30 and everyone else on like the normal amount, 20 something.
PH did not.
PH only 22. Ooh, yeah. Usually you at least hope to get one from double readies, but you don't always.
Yeah, there's like a 7 and 8 chance that you get at least one arrow drop, so that you're leaving with either 7 or 8, or 8 or 9 arrows out of Eastern. And then the 1 and 8 where you leave with 4 is... it can get a little sketchy sometimes.
I feel like there are some categories where you just reset if you don't get those arrows. Like, I want to say like Armos RTA or some of the RMG categories.
Master Sword will reset too if it doesn't
get the arrow drop. Yikes, yeah.
But yeah, mostly we want to have as many arrows as we can find for the Landmo fight. I mean, ideally you would fire 12 shots and kill all the Landmos, but that doesn't happen.
Alright, spin speed. Who gets it? Oh, PH. PH had to retry the actual spin speed itself. Sometimes you get the spin speed, but you don't actually get the speed because you come off the stairs wrong. You want to avoid canceling stair drag, because canceling stair drag also cancels spin speed. Spleebie is having quite the screen there. He kind of looks like he just like pressed A and nothing happened. And then the guards caught up to him and he couldn't actually go anywhere. Wow. Okay,
Tam almost had issues, but...
it's nothing awkward like, you know, you press the button and you just stand there waiting for the dash to come out and it doesn't.
You're the only one opting for that spin speed. It does save some time, but like, if you miss it, you're losing time. So it's spin speed can be finicky sometimes, so it makes sense to try to not do every single one that's ever existed.
I don't even think the spin speed is the hard part of that trick. I think getting in the door is hard. Even if you're consistent at spin speed, like getting in the door is pretty hard, right?
No, the door is really easy. You just hold straight up off the ladder, ram your face into the wall, and then hold upright, and you'll get in the door.
Oh, that's good to know. Now I can lose time at that spin speed when I'm feeling overconfident.
This desert overworld is kind of fun, actually. Like, not super fun, but it's nice to actually be able to like go fast and make good dashes after not being able to dash for 12 minutes.
It is a good, like, you just got the boots. Here's a whole giant overworld of just using the boots.
And it is fun to see your entry time into the dungeon. Yoho's was very good, 246. The other runners here were a little bit slower. I mean, I think it's possible to get 244, but it is extremely difficult.
Seeing a lot of different approaches to killing the devil ant. I think a lot of it is just preference, but I'm wondering if rupee routing is also playing a role in whether you do dashes or spins.
If you are on the 20, it's almost always worth it to spin, unless you already have at least 10 rupees, and then it's not. And if you're not on the 20, it's almost never worth it. Worth it meaning that it's slow, but if you have 0, like Spleebie had just a second ago, it can be worth it to try to farm rupees, because there's a lot of slow rupees, but we can get them.
You really don't want to have to get the blue rupee in Aga Tower if you can avoid it.
Yeah,
the one in
is,
the dark room.
That one is so bad. And we'll see probably all of them get this blue here because they're all kind of short on rupees.
Everyone has basically the same now, except Spleebie. But they all have enough. That's the important thing.
Yeah. Theoretically, you could do it with 4, but good luck getting 4 greens. So really the minimum's like 5 leaving desert. Oh, they're all going for this spin speed. The spin speed does save a lot of time, like almost a full second, so it makes sense.
It's scary, but you have a million years to cancel with your menu or to, like, change direction. But it is scary, and I understand. Like, I don't do it. I don't trust my movement, but like at this level, you should probably go for it.
Oh, Yoho got the
Yoho
greatest
wanted the
RNG
rupee.
I've ever seen and didn't get the rupees.
That would have been sick. Alright. Your job is to count Lambo cycles for all 4 players.
This is definitely going to happen. I will keep track of all of them perfectly. MFA is very fun to practice, though. Not the most fun in runs sometimes, but Yoho's got a really good start here.
This is definitely one of the bosses where you could just
DH has a pretty good
start practicing.
Oh,
wow, nice fight for Yoho. You could just practice and lose time practicing. Like, oh, an hour passed, I'm still in Landmo.
Pretty good fight from PH too. Looks like a 3 cycle.
Tam's cleaning up. Spleebie's having a little trouble here. I think he's dry firing a lot, slashing a lot. He cleans it up. That looks like a 5 for Spleebie.
I lost count.
I was just eyeballing it. I might be wrong.
Maybe a 4 or 5, I think, for
Tam
and Spleebie.
Okay, I thought maybe 4 for Tam, 5 for Spleebie, but again, there's 4 people doing it at once. Oh, you're right. Oh, Tam had 3. Okay.
3? Okay.
So I was like, I kind of had an off by 1 thing. It felt like Tam got 1 less cycle than Spleebie.
Sometimes the cycles are disjointed, or like not all cycles are the same length of time. So when you're watching 2 runners, even though like you can have like a fast 2 cycle and a slow 2 cycle, and the difference is like 2 or 3 seconds. And cycles after that get
ooh, Monka Swim.
Even more messed up.
Oh, another Monka Swim?
Oh, that is...
Oh my goodness, Spleebie.
Right,
Spleebie's putting in the chat that Monka. I didn't even know he was talking about himself because everyone else got Azora spawning directly on the portal. Except maybe Yoho.
Good job by
saving quits in this race at least.
Yeah, and it is tough. Linked motion when you're swimming is very strange. Like, it's hard to control. So if you have to change what you normally do on that screen, and you just do okay with it, that's honestly a great job. Deadrock's proving once again they're the worst enemy to ever exist. Like,
They're so mean. Everything about the way they're designed. The fact that they still damage you after you stun them for like a second. Like, the devs knew what they were making when they made this. This was not an accident.
Okay. Well, this is the most dangerous overworld by a mile.
You get to do it 3 times. Yoho's having a good amount. I can tell because he has 3 hearts. And Tam also has 3 hearts. PH is showing off. Spleebie has 3 hearts in solidarity.
Luckily, Hera Dungeon is also only one of the most dangerous dungeons. So, basically, there's nothing to worry about.
I was laughing the whole time Spaces were coming at us with this. What if you just don't take any damage in the Hera split and do an extra 3 rupees and skip 300? And I'm like, what do you mean don't take any damage in the Hera split? What are you talking about? That's not a thing.
Unfortunately, even if it were a thing, it's not possible because we're going to intentionally take damage with the bomb jump.
You seem to have an idea about that, and I thought it was going to involve hovering, but you said it's not.
The hover is
It's slow.
really bad because you have to hover it both ways.
And
so
the
it's
spark is
super
there. I saw
It's
Yoho
so
practicing
dangerous.
it ahead, and he had to like wait for the spark.
I mean, like, you could do it, but you're losing, even with like a really good hover, you're probably losing at least like a few seconds off of it, and it's just like... And then also not taking damage anywhere else in this whole split would be like completely absurd.
This is something you would only do in like a Taz. Nice gland torches.
Right, when we're pushing for the 119.
Oh no,
it, but like
19.
it's not realistic. Each getting through the beetle room okay there. When it goes a little bit awry, you gotta be careful. Oop, as we see on Tam's screen. It just gets
The good news is like everyone who came in with 3 hearts still has 3 hearts. So like, okay, well, you know, until they take the intentional damage, obviously. 2 hearts is fine for Moldorm. If you're getting hit at all, you're probably falling anyway.
Oh, Peach had to wait for the spark. Interesting.
It's a very adventurous Moldorm too. And, ooh, downward Kidongo. Ooh, PH is just eat the stair drag, bro. Love to see it. Oh my gosh, Yoho
is doing some very
up and
dangerous
downs?
dashes.
Okay, that's fine. Like, hey, I thought up and down was banned tech, but apparently not. Okay, here we go.
Okay, we did not die, which is the only important thing about the
I don't think Yoho would have gone for up and down if he was on 1 heart. He like knew he could take a hit. I think he knew that even if he got hit, he wouldn't fall. Oh, middle hole! Yikes. I think everyone else is probably fine. I don't expect much drama for Spleebie. Until now, at least, he had a pretty friendly Moldorm. Alright. Ham does not have the luxury of farming hearts, so they do have to do this pretty safely. No up and downs for Tam, hopefully.
The problem is that even a safe Moldorm is dangerous.
That's true. Like, you want to, like, follow Moldorm's tail and stay close. But it's not safe either. Nothing is safe. Spending extra time in this room is not safe.
Alright, we're through.
We did it.
So here we're gonna pick up our rupees. Yoho has 1,000,000 arrows. How did that happen? Did he get the drop?
Like, Yoho had a 2-cycle land mode. I think he just didn't use more than 12.
He's got 18 arrows.
Yeah, but he did have 30 going into armor. Like or he had like 30 going into double readies at least. So if he got another drop from double readies, he had 30 at almost. I think PH is the one who didn't have very many. Spleebie had a rough landmo, so he's on 7.
7 is okay. I think we only need 6 to do the rest of the game. Well, we'll pick up more on the way, but yeah, if Yoho is able to,
7's fine. It's just he has less.
You'll just be thinking about arrows most of the run. And aside from the one Moldorm fall, we're off to pretty decent starts in this. Not like the most exciting Light World. Well, I mean, Light World's always kind of exciting in the worst ways, but nothing crazy has happened really.
Yes, I would say that now that we are past the fake flipper portion, this is a no save and quit NMG. This is...
And normally, save and quit would be banned in this particular category anyway, but in the essence of race safety, you are allowed to save and quit out of the soft lock.
We do want the race to happen. You couldn't submit it if it was a PB.
That dash was a little dangerous on PH's side, but it's fine.
Is it the arrow? Because he was getting a little bit tailed by that arrow.
I wasn't sure, but dashing up the right side is...
Bidey is a proponent of dashing up the right side, but I forget why. But I don't know if the dash that PH did is exactly what Bidey does.
Aga Tower is a very interesting split because we almost feel like Light World's over and we're just kind of waiting on blue balls, but this is a fairly challenging split to do quickly as Yoho gets the chest turn.
It's the one chest turn that is actually, like, you can say is for a reason and not just to meme or save one frame. Because you can chest turn to the side and read a certain guard's RNG. I think people still just do it, so they have an excuse to chest turn, though. Spleebie doesn't need an excuse. They'll go for every chest turn, except that one, apparently.
Oh, I'm opting to save some arrows. Oh, that's... Which is a little bit slower, but if you're concerned about your arrow route at all, it makes sense.
Everyone got through their fairy room, I think, without losing any fairies. One of the things about Aga Tower is you want to enter it with beams. Even if you do get your tree rupees, if you lose your beams, you lose a lot of time in the first couple rooms. And you risk losing your fairy if you can't go for the backup dash strat in the fairy room.
And the backup strat is harder than the regular strat, so like...
Yeah. Well, and also, that's not really what people are practicing.
I mean, even if you were practicing it, like, it's slower and more challenging. It's just like... But yeah, I mean, it's important to practice your backups because no run will ever go perfect. As we can see in front of us, right? I mean... Oh, nicely done, Tim.
Most of the runners are making it through Aga Tower without major issues, though. Nice to see. I am not counting blue balls, by the way. I will look at the numbers.
Check the timer when they're done. Yeah.
Ideally, you can actually tell us. You can actually probably tell us when you see the timers what they are. I don't have those memorized, but like, there'll be red numbers and green numbers.
I don't know the timer when the screen goes white. I just know the split times. Yoho must have gotten 0 if that's what he's typing in chat. Oh no, I saw at least 1, I thought. But yes, in any kind of PB attempt or anything, you would ideally want 0. In a race, mostly we want it to be the same. Just because it's... I mean, I forget the math exactly, but there's like a greater than 50% chance that you're within like 2 pool balls of each other or something for most of the races. Although PH has had a few here.
Yeah, Spleebie is the second one out. Which isn't too surprising because, like, Tam fell.
Yeah, looks like Yoho got 1. Wait, no, 2.
Spleebie is reporting
130.
0. That's good.
135? When does he split?
Back crash.
That doesn't, 135 doesn't make sense. It's like 127 and 133.
I mean, you got really long warps.
I didn't realize you could lose that much. Yeah, Spleebie 127 split. That makes sense. 0 blue balls. PH with 4. So, in the Yoho versus PH race, that's about a 4 versus 1. It's about a 24-second difference, which can be significant, but in Dark World, there are basically in every single split, there's the chance that you lose more than that in one screen.
All right, it's time to watch the most important part of the run, the Kiki hop. Yoho got a medium high hop. Kiki's height when jumping on the button is random and has no bearing on the actual time it takes to open the door, but it is fun to watch.
Looks like Tam had 3 blue balls. Yeah, so we need 110 rupees to get into Pod, and in Light World, our normal route gets us basically exactly 110. Needing to take, if you accidentally take a hit on that overworld, you will need to find 10 extra rupees, which is, I mean, I know where some are, but it's extremely slow.
I can think of 2, and they both involve mirroring.
Yes.
If you have like more, like if you have a big cushion of rupees, you can like stun prize some things, but that's if you only need a couple.
And technically these Ropas here are in the Rupee prize pack, so if you happen to know which drop you're on, you can potentially farm them. You have 2 shots probably at like a blue or something. Which is still slow, but it's much faster than mirroring. And I think Pod is my least favorite dungeon by a long shot. We're coming up on my least favorite trick, which is this hammer jump right here on Yoho's side. And that looks pretty good. We had 1 extra pause, so great job.
Very nice. Ooh! Tam went for a slash that was not safe to do.
If they wanted to, they could even hover to the chest, although it's very difficult.
It's that's a
side.
Low 123 strat or 122.
You can see how many, if any, extra pauses PH had.
Looks good to me.
But those is like a 253 segment time, which is pretty good.
Spleebie got sniped by the Medusa pushing the block. So he's gonna have to farm an extra heart. It is worth it to farm these hearts to get beams.
Yes, it costs like a little less than a second, but it's worth it. Yoho got the 10-drop arrows, and so now he has literally every arrow that's ever existed.
Flaunting his wealth. The heart drop from the mini helmet can save a little time on farming the hearts.
And had a few extra buffers there, but through the hammer jump.
19 arrows. That's just ridiculous.
We're gonna skip so many arrows? Or not, because we probably still need them all, but... Okay, coming up on a somewhat scary fight, although with Sankar, it's much less so. Oh, good walk down RNG and good tail swipe RNG to start for Yoho here.
Walk down saves a million years.
Yeah, before the mask is off, all we want to see is walking down.
Oh, nice.
And all we ever want to see is no fireballs. So Yoho had pretty good RNG and a well-handled fight.
For Spleebie, does not have the key dash. There's a key dash you can read in that room, the hallway before Helma.
And didn't mention it, but our runners will opt for spin speed mostly. It kind of displaces the hammer hitbox, which makes breaking the mask a little bit easier. Spleebie's getting a lot of side-to-side RNG, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, this is rough. Like, it's not... Well, now I'm a little worried, but I think we'll be fine. It's really slow to have to chase him around. And the fireball causes a ton of lag, and you have to dodge, and
Okay.
PH also fine. You have a lot of hearts to play with in NMG. In other categories, like all dungeons, it's like you can get hit once.
And PH did a very smart thing there. After he had gotten hit the second time, Helmsor's walking down, and instead of like trying to walk out of it, just hammer inside of Helma, and it's like guaranteed to hit.
Just use the high frames. It's safer. It's kind of like Viddy. You just want to go inside and wail away at it if you can.
But Tam is not opting for, or maybe
No, just missed.
just missed it. Holding the sword out kind of gives you the same displaced hitbox, but you move much slower, so it's harder to maneuver. But
There's something about Helma that a lot of, I think, newer runners don't know, because I see them walking side by side on these crab walking movements, trying to chase Helma around, but if Helma is crab walking to the side, he will always return to where he was in the next movement. Ooh, nice lotto for Spleebie. So, if you're not trying to be super aggressive, you can just stand still and wait for Helma to come back.
yeah, which is more valuable if you don't have the displaced hitbox. If you have like the weird displaced hammer hitbox, you can hammer from a mile away, and so you should always be chasing Helma because you don't have to chase him all the way to the edge of the screen. And we do get a bit of a reprieve here. One of the only, I won't say easy Dark World splits, but one of the least dangerous Dark World splits here in Thieves Town.
One of the things that makes us less dangerous is you don't need to enter Thieves Town with full health. Even if you do get hit, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, there's only like one screen in Thieves Town that's particularly dangerous. With that said, you can get nickel and dimed a lot. Like, if you just get a bunch of bad RNG, like Spleebie had the lotto, you lose 2 hearts. You get bad Zazak walks and you accidentally take a hit or something. It's easy to all of a sudden be like on 2 hearts into the blind fight, which shouldn't be that big of a deal. But sometimes things happen, right? Like, we're certainly hoping it doesn't, but when you take a lot of damage, you kind of just get in your own head sometimes. PH's movement there was a little bit dangerous, but through without getting hit.
I hadn't thought of Thieves Town as being a nickel and dime split, but it is a lot like that, where like you're not likely to die to blind because it's scripted, but I've seen people die to Argus for the same reason. You enter the fight with 3 hearts and you go for the 0 cycle and get beamed, and then it gets out of control. And that can happen with, like, you know, the jail cell room in Thieves Town as well. But it's not likely to happen. Not likely to happen if you... Alright, nice. Yoho's having a good time, I was saying as he teeters on that edge. I'm sure he loved that. Now this spin speed that Tam's doing is basically mandatory. If you don't do it, you will not outrun the guard.
Yeah. There is like a dash strat, but it is like 3 seconds slower or something, and it's also dangerous.
You only do it in if you can't spin speed, like you are doing glitchless dungeon order, or you're playing on not the Japanese 1.0 version.
Correct. Yeah.
You're doing a PAL speedrun for whatever reason. You kind of deserve it.
Oh, wow, that is really bad
Ooh.
RNG.
Oh no, okay, that was not RNG, but it still sucked.
The bonk there on that screen is always a little bit, it feels like it'll never happen to you because it feels like the door is so wide, but there's like a couple of pixels on both sides where you will actually bonk.
I seem to have lost some time on PH's end. I don't know if the restream is seeing this, but yes, timer will be off by a little. Okay, he's caught up now. What I meant to say is he's not as behind as he looks. Oh, wow, that's some RNG that Yo got. You had to deal with every Zazak in the room.
Oh, and there on Cam's screen, we see what happens sometimes. Like,
it's rabbit season.
The dash to avoid getting bunnied is somewhat tight, actually. I would say most runners will get it, 98% of the time. But if you're just having one of those days, it's very easy to get bunnied. Yeah, and Yoho picking up those arrows, I don't know which arrows would make the most sense to skip with as many as he has, but my gut instinct is still none of them.
Yeah, I think you just skip normal ones. And then you can skip all the optional ones in Swamp. I think if I was going to skip one of the normal arrows, it would be the one in the Swamp Hook Dash Room.
It depends on the RNG. Sometimes those ones don't cost you any time, really. Sometimes they cost you a little bit. I would definitely be skipping the second arrows in Swamp, where the bomb is.
Oh yeah, but those are optional.
Yeah.
Like those are. I don't think of those as being like on the route. Those are the ones you get when you are behind in arrows.
Which we will probably see at least one runner get today. Aside from Yoho, our arrow counts don't look particularly good. They look okay on PH and Spleebie's side, but Tam's is dangerous.
Seems like Tam is having a little bit of trouble getting dashes out. Which is probably how they got bunny beamed in that room.
How did the pot miss the skeleton?
I want to watch that back, but I don't know if Tam actually threw it like horizontally aligned with the skeleton. Like, I wasn't really watching. I was watching at the corner of my eye, but it kind of looked like Tam might have been like a little bit to the left when they threw it.
I want to see a replay on that one for sure.
Like, I don't think it was a frame roll.
And now we're doing one of our, for most of the rest of the splits, we'll have kind of like a bit of a segment at the start where we'll get something necessary or something that's just going to be helpful to us. Here, we're getting the Tempered Sword, which is actually very slow to get, but it saves a lot of time. It costs like 80 seconds or something to go out of our way to get this, and it saves like 2 minutes.
I'm really glad that this is not just a safety, that it's actually faster to get this. Imagine having to do Master Sword Argus because you're on a 124 grind and you have to drop Tempered.
Yeah, mostly the Tempered Sword it doesn't save us that much time in the dungeons. Like, there's just gonna be screens here and there where it's a little bit faster, but it will save us a million years in all of the boss fights.
It is basically all of them. I can't think of a single boss from here on out where it doesn't matter. Like, once you've done Blind, that's the last one where it doesn't matter. And I guess like Aga too.
With optimal RNG, it only matters a little bit for... oh wow, we're having some awful mummies here. This is gross. It does matter a little bit when rooms go wrong like that. But the...
That's Talfos. Oh my god.
Technically, we're only saving like a combined, 10 or 20 seconds on like most of the bosses. But that's optimally done, which is RNG dependent, and Tempered Sword is extremely powerful because it makes all of the bosses not RNG, which is like by far the biggest aspect of it. You can just get in and out of boss fights instantly, and they are going to be the most dangerous part of the game from here on out.
You know, there has been some talk in the past about whether there's enough demand to have a low legacy tournament. Like a league. A season of League with low legacy. Not that I would join such a thing, but I think there might be some people who would. Enough to have a league.
The big problem with low legacy is that you basically are playing NMG until the Skullwood split. And then you finally get to play low percent. Yoho has gotten exceptionally beat up in this dungeon, so we're hoping the moth fight goes well.
Yeah, Yoho... I mean, Yoho is the 124 runner. Like, usually can just, like, end the fight quickly, but it can also end you quickly. Spleebie is a right potter. And a Cypher Mumwayer.
Got a really awkward RNG, awkward pattern from Moth. Okay, good job.
The good thing about 2 hearts is you can take 1 spike hit. You're not as vulnerable as you would be on 1 heart.
Okay, PH did not get bunnied. Spleebie into the moth fight here. Good start.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know it's going well when you're slashing moth from above.
Got through it. Basically all that matters. Oh, PH did not get a double hit to start. I don't think that counted either. Oh,
it's a good fight though.
Okay, good job.
All right. You got a 1 hit. It didn't. I agree. It didn't look like a hit, but you. I think the hardest thing about Moth is that you don't get very good feedback about whether your hits count. Tam once again having a like a dash not come out. I saw them cancel that dash and then nothing happened. I wonder if there's some like controller issues.
Yoho off to Ice Palace here. We're going to start by collecting the Quake Medallion and the Flippers. Flippers are why we have gathered all the money so far. Good job on Tam's side. No friendly moth patterns today, really, and handled pretty well by all the runners.
A little pace update. Everybody is on pace except Yoho.
Run. Yeah, Yoho had a very good start to the run. The last couple splits, just lots of getting beat up, losing seconds here and there. But overall, still looking pretty good.
Yeah, the Mummy Hellway, or whatever that room is called. A good, like, 15 to 20 seconds in the split. Oh, Tam isn't comparing to PB. You're right. Tam is comparing to a 127. But we can pretend it's a pace. Spleebie is comparing to PB. And I'm pretty sure... You're right. It's probably unlikely for Tam to be on pace after a Moldor middle hole. They'd have to game out of their mind.
But I think that does say something. A lot of times, I won't say a lot of times. Sometimes I see people like immediately reset after, 20-second mistake or something. You can still have a very good run, even if you have one or two like really big disasters. I mean, a middle hole falls like 50 seconds, and we're still on a decent pace here.
I think a big fear that a lot of people have is that they will have a really good run, and then they'll think, I should have had that run in a not dead pace. Because, you'll have a really good run, and you'll be like maybe plus 10 at the end. You'll be like, I could have had that Dark World in a run that doesn't have plus 30 out of Light World, and it's that sort of woulda, coulda. But the truth is that you weren't going to have that run at all if you kept resetting, so you just have to take it. He's just getting the free bomb RNG.
Yeah, it's an extra bomb, which we hopefully won't need, but it's useful. It does cost you a little bit of time to wait on the Zora there, but it's better than taking the damage.
If you're getting that RNG, you're probably losing time anyways. It's not like...
Yeah.
It's not like you're sacrificing the time, it's just unlucky. It's a little consolation prize. Like, oh, it's happening to Spleebie. Okay.
That screen is a bit finicky. There's a lot of lag on that screen. It's easy to like release your spin a little early without it actually ever getting charged.
I think I saw that happen to Spleebie last night.
Oh, Yoho? Okay,
yeah,
you got it.
He's fine.
I think it says a lot how far we've come.
Got that. Let's go. Good Electric Avenue for Spleebie. Okay, let's start menu buffering this. There we go.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think we've come a long way. That we're not really worried about Ice Palace Bomb Jump anymore.
My heart always stops when I see people go for that hammer dash and then like miss the item dash. You have a good 30 seconds to notice and stop, but like it still makes my heart stop when I see somebody just charging a dash there.
Okay, PH is through. Okay. And yeah, it's scary to miss that. And running out of bombs, since the route basically has you with none walking into it. But I feel like most people would just hover it if they ran out these days. Good fight on Yoho's side. Tam got it.
Is going for some optional bombs and magic there. It's interesting. Wonder if they're just not trusting their IPBJ tonight. doesn't look like there was any reason to worry here. Tam had the best IPBJ of the 4 by a lot. Also had a fake out item dash too. Which, yeah, I guess that's common. You have a lot of time to react. Let's see Cold Stare. Cold Stare is weird because it's like it's basically a scripted fight, but it's finicky. It's not as forgiving as Blind.
Oh, Tim got the bad stairs.
Yeah, that loses time. I mean, it loses time over, like, the optimal, like, other strat, but it's better than, like, what Spleebie did, which is walk to the staircase and slide in.
And here, we're getting the Ether Medallion on Joho's side. I think, is that the last spin speed of the run?
If you get Ether here, it is. But there are plenty of hook speeds.
Yep. We're still going to go fast, but just no more spin speeds.
Some people already had their last spin speed because they don't get Ether here. If you get Ether after Swamp, then you can use the hook shot instead.
And we are through Cold Stare on all the runner sides. You'll love to see it. Yes, Spleebie is not opting to get Ether in this split.
I think Spleebie does Meyer Ether and TR Ice. So, like, not quite Boomer Shopping. I don't know what Tam and Yoho do, or what Tam and PH do. I don't think Tam long swamps. I think Tam has a whole, like,
it's
emote
like
about that.
634 swamps. Wait, no, wait, I can't do math. Yeah, 640. Wait, I don't know. 7 something. Okay, I was looking at the wrong splits. 738 is getting something here for sure. Should be probably Ether.
I don't know if I know anybody who gets, like, Ice Rod here and not Ether. That seems unhinged.
Does anybody get both? The thing is, like, you have choice in where you get Ether and Ice Rod as long as you get them before Mire and Turtle Rock. And those are the last 2 dungeons we do. So.
I mean, you could get all of them as early as Thieves if you wanted to, and I think newer runners will do that because it works nicely with the powder safety. You would get Ether and Ice Rod, and then if you take damage, you get your powder and heal the witch.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But then you have a 10-minute Thieves sound split. And I've heard people say that they dropped to that shopping simply because they were tired of having a split that takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, like every split is interestingly almost the same amount. They're 7-ish minutes, basically plus or minus 1. And when you get kind of far away from that, it starts to feel weird. Like if you're doing 100% and you don't split like the collection before Turtle Rock, it's like a 14.5-minute split.
I mean, I think
looking at your timer.
I've heard people say that they arrange their shopping so that they can sub 8 every split. Because if you have Long Swamp, then like that's out of the question now.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, you just do the shopping that works for you because it works for you mentally, right? I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense to get Ether in the Swamp Split.
That's what they call retail therapy. Shopping for your mental health.
But I don't like getting Ether in the Swamp Split, personally, because I would rather hook dash on Hera, on Death Mountain, than spin speed. And the reason why it makes sense is because if you get the ether in the Mire split, if you have a bad Death Mountain, it's easy for the Mire split to go bad. Whereas if you have a bad Death Mountain before Swamp, it's not that big a deal. Mostly. Technically, we do want beams in this dungeon to do it all optimally, but you're saving like on the order of frames with it, as opposed to other splits where you're saving seconds.
Curious to see if Yoho skips any arrows in here. He's going in here with a nice 24.
I think we only need, or we want to have 21 leaving Swamp, if my memory's right. So Yoho has plenty. Other runners, a bit less than that.
Dam's at 7. Okay, Yoho gets that. I think that's an RNG thing, right? It's like he wanted to throw the pot at the Bari, so might as well get the arrows.
Yeah, basically, you almost always want to be throwing that pot. There's only a couple of RNGs where you can just like dash straight up.
Am I right that it would have been unsafe to dash up because the Bari could electrify?
I didn't see that particular RNG, but sometimes.
Why didn't they get the hook shot in here? That's a really good question. There's a diagonal wall right there for the taking.
Oh, Spleebie getting bullied.
Maybe.
Okay.
Please don't 2-cycle, thank you. I mean, he didn't die at least. And it does get phase 2. There's nothing more heartbreaking. Oh, wow. PH? So PH almost dashed into an electrified Bari and he caught himself and redashed, and it saved him from, like, it cost just enough time to avoid that. It was good instincts. I think, again, he was supposed to throw the pot at the Bari and it either wasn't really in range or he accidentally threw it to the side.
Yoho did get the 0-cycle Argus,
Nice.
so great job.
I was saying it's nothing more heartbreaking than getting 0-cycle and then, like, missing phase 2. Oh, nice, tech swimming for Spleebie.
Yeah, not that it really matters, but the difference between, like, every crystal catch being optimal and every crystal catch being the worst possible, which this particular one that Spleebie's got is one of the worst you can have.
He does it on purpose. He has a whole limbo for it.
Is about a second, so it doesn't really matter, but...
Yeah, quick warps matter a lot more. Like, if you're gonna spend time on positioning Link during something, that's what you should be focusing on. Each quick warp is half a second. What is happening to Spleebie there? I think he just missed the hook dash and then had to audible. Okay, so now he gets his ether. That does look like an RNG where spin speed would have maybe gotten screwed by the boulders and he was able to hook dash instead. I can see the appeal of this. I hope he remembers to dash this time. Okay, good. I think he was the one I saw yesterday, just like walking there as if he was a bunny. It's easy to forget which mountain climb you're on. Tam
almost
1-cycle.
Oh,
wait, he
it.
gets it? Wow. And then just goes for the double spins, which is fine. It doesn't actually save that much time. Especially if you're on full health, right? Am I correct that if you're on full health, it's like saves even less time to do the 1-cycle at the end?
That's probably true. I don't know exactly. I just always go for the fire rod shots. I've not considered it in years.
Yeah, the one thing I know is that, like, in all dungeons you don't go for it because it's actually slower to menu to the fire rod and then back off the fire rod than it is to just stay on hookshot and go to ice with hookshot. So
yeah, if you're
the time save is minimal enough that menuing twice is slower, then it might also be barely faster if you're getting refill frames on the magic.
It's definitely slower if you don't get a good pause. Like, Oh, Spleebie had a bit of trouble there.
Oh, like if your menu isn't free, because if you pause at the right time, Argus will continue rising in the menu.
Yeah, so if your menu's bad, it's probably not saving time. If you don't need the refill.
I always forget about the free menu there.
Okay, I think all of our runners are fully synced up shopping carts.
I don't think we saw any ice rods. I think they were all TR bros.
And yes, as a reminder, this is a two-way race, so it will be Yoho versus PH is one of the races, and Tam versus Spleebie is the other race.
Spleebie got bombed by the bomb slug. That's a tough RNG. You do get a free bomb out of it, but you can also, I don't know how this works, but like you can also just get hit by his bomb.
There's like some times where Link will explode the bomb with like the beams or something. I don't know, and it blows up in a bad spot or something like that.
That's what happened to Spleebie, I think.
Luckily, like, we have plenty of health for this dungeon, even though we see Yoho, you know, taking a bunch of damage on purpose. We'll see all the other runners do it. Yeah, Meyer is one of those splits that, as you get better at the game, of course every split gets, you know, easier, more consistent. But Meyer goes from being pretty scary to you're not really worried about it.
Meyer is one of the splits where you can just fall asleep and be fine. If you're practiced enough. Very little that happens that's out of your control in here. Ooh, wow, nice gamble for Peach. Didn't even menu inside the spark and still got a good frame rule.
As long as we enter the boss fight with 5 hearts, we're fine.
Yeah,
and Yoho currently has 8.
6 is a little safer, but like anything above 6 is basically 6. Yeah. If you're taking more than 5 hearts, you're probably off the rails anyway, and you're probably taking 4 at a time, and you're probably gonna die. Like, Yoho's doing just fine. He's gonna finish the fight with 4 hearts. It's plenty. NMG runners don't usually have to worry about dying to Viddy unless the whole dungeon goes wrong. Or you just like go off script. Oh, careful! Okay, we did it. So,
nice.
Yeah. If you are too close to the block and you kick it, you can dash through the door anyway sometimes because I don't know how this works, but the door will like remain open while the block is bouncing. The block's position doesn't actually update.
Probably because, I mean, I don't want to speculate too much, but because like the weird way the game does like the Z-axis stuff, it's probably too busy figuring that out, and it's not.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, your Samaria block does get it messes with the altitude variable, which is why you have to dash dust to preserve Spooky. Oh, PH is off script. I think he'll be fine, but he has to be a little bit like aware that eyeballs will be where he's not expecting them to be, and he'll be okay. He actually demonstrated a case of it actually being pretty good to have extra hearts.
Yeah.
Because I think he would have had a much more dangerous fight if he did enter on 6 hearts and have that fight.
He also did another pretty smart thing there, which is when you go off script like that, normally the spins that you do, you're like targeting specific eyeballs, but when you're off script, you just want to get big swings, like just hit as many as you can. And he did a good job on his like second and third off script ones, getting really big swings.
He had a really good recovery from that.
Tam missed the left eyeball, which can be problematic, but oh, nicely handled.
Nice, and gets the 0 cycle. Like, runners who are not afraid of like actually dying to Viddy, the thing that they're worried about is missing the 0 cycle, because it does save time. Or costs a lot of time to get that lightning cycle. Not as much as like an Argus cycle, but still enough to matter.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 seconds or something.
And it's all
Maybe not.
thresholds. Like, if you have a zero cycle that's faster, it's still the same time as a slower zero cycle. It's not like Argus, where like Argus can get extra movements. Imagine a bus. Yeah. It is like that.
Yeah, Vidi is on a time. Joho is not having a very good overworld. Dead rocks are
Nice
so
dead
rude. You can use the sound in the game to time your boss fights. I have sound cues for Argus. Or not, well,
Vidi.
yes. but
Vidi
also
makes a little
Vidi.
bloop noises when the eyeballs come off the slime, and will continue making those sounds even when there are no eyeballs left, which is kind of funny. You can listen for that next time.
BH had a bit of an awkward RNG there, but handled it pretty well.
This is another one where like entering the dungeon on full health is rare. So just the sheer number of dead rocks you have to go through.
Even if you do get into the dungeon on full health, those berries on the first screen there, or second screen, I guess, are sometimes a little bit problematic.
Way better on full health though, because you can beam them, right?
True. But
It's one of the
you
reasons
still
you
have to be
want full
careful,
health.
but yes.
I like PH
There
getting
we
a
go.
dead rock inside of another dead rock, so he couldn't actually read which direction it was going to go. That was fun. You can't see it, but he was celebrating getting the quick warp.
And the good news about this split is, even though we probably will have taken...
Oh,
no!
We're having a little ice pig truckers indoors.
The runners do things right.
Oh, it's
Which
good. I
we
have never seen Quake cast inside Turtle Rock before. That's a first. Did you know that Quake does weird things to Pokies? I recommend you try it.
I have never
You're
used
bored.
Quake on a Poke.
If you use
I'll
Quake
have
on
to
a
do that.
Poke, it like changes their speed. It's very strange.
Interesting.
You get this weird stun effect, kind of like the ball and chain guard on Boomerang, and then the Poke will start hopping slower.
Interesting. That's neat.
Another fun fact about Pokies and medallions is if you split a Poke and then cast Ether, you can freeze the Pokeball and it'll fall to the ground and you can use it as a weapon, which means you can kill the Poke with its own body. I don't have anything fun to say about Bombos, it just sets them on fire and kills them instantly.
Bombos is boring.
Why we don't get it in NMG.
Whoa, what is going on PH's side? That is not,
he got an orange.
what you want. Oh,
He got an RNG that made him go up. I don't know. I'm assuming he just got 2 chomps blocking both switches and had to go up. He also had beam,
and then
so
both
he
ones came up.
didn't even get to do the like beam dash or like the beam strat. But
Turtle Rock is a split that. Yeah, never gets easy.
he did come out of it with beams, which is nice. Ooh, Spleebie has the hard RNG. Let's see what we get. Oh no, he misses the key. All right, I'll at least get the fairy if that's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's fine.
Oh,
PH. Okay, PH gets the hard RNG and misses and takes a purposeful hit to, actually be able to like damage the enemies.
Okay,
and
at
not
least
being bunny.
the Pokey did not make it to the top of the screen.
Oh, it's a lot of Poke parties though. That is the hardest RNG though. When you do get it, it's satisfying, but it's really hard to do. Yoho's having a perfectly fine dungeon. I'm assuming he's here on 1 heart, which is the amount you should be on if it's going well. By 1 heart, I mean 1 heart missing, not 1 heart.
I haven't noticed anything that's made me panic, so it's probably okay.
Oh, another down left for Tam. Tam's gonna get it though. This looks good. Let's go.
Oh,
Okay, Tam's showing us how you do down left.
You can avoid getting hit as well, but yeah, that was pretty nicely done. Oh, poke dashing. Poke dashes are worth it if you come into the fight with a lot of health, like Yoho has here, because you'll save refill time.
One of the things that makes it a like 120 level strat is, you know, it's hard to do, and B, it's only going to save time if you're getting here on good health. Like Spleebie's not going to save time doing it on 6 hearts.
It is pretty satisfying to do though. Like, yeah, pretty challenging and not always worth it.
And I've seen like 123 levels do it with on both heads. Oh, Spleebie. Spleebie's gonna go for safety door. The thing is that like Spleebie's ahead of Tam, so he's probably not gonna PB if the TR is going like this, but like he can at least still win the race and save a little time for chest turns too, because never give up on chest turns, no matter how well or badly the run is going.
A death here is going to cost a lot of time, no matter what.
Yes. It's probably still put him behind Tam, but at least he won't have like the misery of, oh my god, what was that? Dash. Jesus. Yikes. Alright, we're fine, we're fine. Spleebie can just do the fight. As long as he doesn't get hit by any of the parts of Trinix that do 4 hearts, he'll be fine.
Which is, you know...
Most of them.
Most of them.
Some of them do only 1 heart. Like, if he were to touch Trinix's body. Now we're a little worried about magic. Yeah. Like, normally you... Oh, no. Well, that's why you get safety door, I guess. But, yeah, it's gonna put him behind. PB is definitely dead now. Tam is having a perfectly fine Trinix fight, so...
Yeah, and Yoho into definitely the most fun split in the game, which is Gan's Tower.
It's not sarcastic, it's actually really fun.
And yeah, Gan's Tower is also just impossible.
Really fun split to lose your PB pace on, but it's also just a really fun split. Spleebie's having a great refight though. Like, didn't even get... Yeah. I didn't know this. Fox is saying Yoho has actually only ever had one 124, and it's a 124.30. That's a lot of skipping.
Don't know the validity of that statement. But
you don't? Okay.
But he was just complaining that he hasn't had one this year.
He hasn't had one this year, okay.
It is very tough to be like close to your PB or ahead. And even just being close is good.
I watched a lot of Fox's like 123 grinds, and one thing I noticed is that he got the 123 at the time when he was starting to consistently 124.
Yeah, I would say...
It felt like he was just pooping 124s, and at that point, that's when he got the 123.
I would say generally, for most runners, the time that you can consistently get is probably like 60 to 75 seconds slower than the best time you could get. Unless you just like haven't played a category in months or whatever and have gotten a lot better, but having no arrows on Yoho's side is fine. We would really like some, though.
How is Yoho out of arrows? I thought he had infinity.
He didn't get either of the chests.
Okay.
So,
I guess you're asking which arrow he skips, it's those. He was probably hoping he would get like a Mimic's arrow.
he was on a 5-drop, and he had 4 shots at it. So, like...
Yeah. And this is why you want an arrow going into Gauntlet. It loses a million years to not be able to do that first down arrow on the Stalfos.
PH opting for a safe strat to get those 10 arrows.
Yeah, he can at least do G4 arrow. Assuming he goes for it. There we go. I think most runners don't do G5 arrow, but we'll see. Okay, he does like the G5 like menu. Which is like really the only good way to do G5 arrow.
Yeah, just kind of going for it is...
Then you read the RNG and use the fire rod if you have to.
Not the best RNG on Yoho's side there, but nicely handled.
The old like any percent RNG, it was mandatory to do G5 arrow, and it sucks because sometimes the Stalfos doesn't move, and in the room, and then you die, and your run's over. Cam needs to. Sorry, Spleebie needs to bleed a bomb. Right here. There we go.
Okay, good. Or we'll get the classic bombing in the Ganon fight, which we don't want to see. Could have also chosen to do it later, but yeah, just doing it while you're thinking about it, and that room's a good place to do it. Tim getting beaten up a little bit here.
Yeah, not the best mimics too, but at least they got damage boosted in the right direction. PH is also out of arrows, but not in G1 at least. He won't be able to do G4 arrow, but he got the RNG where it wasn't needed. Yeah, Tam got middle hold. I don't think there were really any other like major losses. 3 blue balls. So, nothing special there. Spleebie's big time loss was dying in TR, but not with safety doors. Not the 4-minute time loss that it normally would be. Yo's, you know, having a pretty good run actually, but had a disaster in Skullwoods in the statue push room, and
Yeah.
PH is... I don't know where his time loss happened in TR, but he's been having a good run too. It's not over for him.
Okay, Yoho looks set up to get a... Not the easiest to recycle here,
Ooh.
but... never mind.
Not possible. He cleans it up.
And the Aga 2 fight is, like, quite possibly the hardest thing in this game to consistently do fast.
It's a lot of wonky assembly math. Like, I think even the like triangle math isn't actually real math. You have to learn the game's version of it. Yeah, Spleebie got I don't think that was even a possible one cycle. Oh, Tam died. In Ganon?
No.
No, in Aga?
No. Before...
Oh no.
I was checking Yoho's timer, I didn't see exactly where, but
All I
thought it
saw was the red
bridge.
screen, so... But it... You know, it's no good. Oh, Foos the
And at
Bridge.
least knows how to get through this screen without taking much damage.
Foos the Bridge is so unfair.
Are we gonna see... Okay, we needed that arrow drop.
Oh yeah, that's right. When you die in GT... No, nice tenor. When you die in GT, one of the hardest things about continuing is you usually don't have any arrows coming back in. If you do want to continue your run and not rely on drops, you can go into Hope Room and get one of the chests there. Don't ask me which one. I don't know. One of them bombs, one of them's arrows.
I think it's the right one.
Oh, of course it's the one that's further away. Well, the story of Spleebie and Tam tonight is never give up. Just play
It really
through.
is.
Then PH and Yoho are just both having really good runs. I mean, Yoho will deny that, but it's a 124. Wait, is this a PB?
This is...
It's like, oh, come on. This is like a personal same for Yoho.
It's
Oh, come on. This is a Concision PB. Or a Concision Red. I don't know. Oh, 0 dots? Wait, is that 0.9 or 0.0? I think it's 0.9. It's a... I'm gonna call it a personal same. It's red, but it's a personal same. It's less than a second.
Very good. Yeah, very nice run.
PH dropped into Ganon green as well, but it's a lot of RNG on Ganon, so it's that little amount of time is at that point it's a little out of your hands unless you're running against a bad Ganon. This looks like good warps for PH.
Okay, good job there from Spleebie's side.
I think it'd be really funny if PH also got like minus 0.9. Just to balance it out. I want to see like net 0 PB energy from them. I also want to see PH get a 125, but oh come on, PH is gonna 0.09 the 125.
Just missed it.
Tragic, and also like it's a PB, but okay, it's not quite 0.09, but it is a PB. GG PH and GG Yoho, who just joined us.
Hello.
Hello, nice run.
Yeah, I guess I can't be mad at it, but I'm still a little mad at it.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, like absolutely.
It was mostly just kind of like middle Dark World. That was not great.
It was Skull Woods. It was Skull Woods.
It was just Skull Woods Mummy Room. That was the only bad part of the run.
And I guess Aga 2, I don't know. I guess I could have done a little better, but
that was a really hard 3 cycle for that Aga pattern. So, and Tam has fallen to Moldor.
Ooh, Tam is not having the greatest time right now, but getting through.
Yeah, so this is your first 124 of 2025.
That's true.
What does that mean for you going forward as Spleebie finishes here?
I don't know. Maybe I get a better one than this run, huh?
I mean, the good news is it shows that you can, right? I mean, you had a few big mistakes there, and you're right on top of your PB.
Hey, yo, GG's Yoho.
GG's PH, great job.
Thank you, you too. I was like, that was a good run. I don't think it was good enough to beat Yoho, but I wonder how close. Oh, he missed PBing by like 5 seconds. Cool.
Oh, it was 0.9 on my splits.
Oh.
Yes.
GG's, dude.
Yeah, GG's to you. Great job. It looked like I could tell you were having a good run just because maybe this is a bad thing to say, but you weren't that far behind me. So I was like, yeah, he's doing pretty well. Because I knew I was having a pretty good run. So
that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Like it was it was 4 blue balls, but really I didn't have a bad split until ice. I was actually pretty happy the whole way down. How about you? How was your run, man? It's obviously solid.
I got ruined in Skull Woods, and that's basically what killed everything, but I tried to bring it back still.
Sorry. Also, Dow, Malmo, thank you so much for comms. I'm excited to watch this back.
Yeah, same.
It was a fun race. Exciting on both ends, for different reasons.
Oh, gosh.
Like, Spleebie and PH had a you know, we didn't know who was winning because things were happening at the end. And then, of course, you guys were just like on nail-biting paces the whole time.
Yeah, it's like always real close.
Yeah, Spleebie and Tam were close most of the run.
And like, other than Spleebie's disasters, like he was also on pace for most of it.
Yeah, GG on the double PB, almost PB Yoho.
Yeah, I'm plus 0.9. So
Plus
Shit,
0.9.
That's crazy.
Dang it.
GG Spleebie.
Yeah, GG's please. Sorry about the disasters that happened.
Oh yeah.
What
I just
happened?
keep finding new ways. I've been on pace like my last 3 or 4 runs, and I keep finding different ways to hack it up.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
So this time it was trying X.
And yes, GG's to Tam. Good job
GG's
finishing it
Tam.
out.
GG Tam,
Jeez.
you had me.
I didn't want it.
Don't listen to Tam Spleebie. I'll take you. I would be honored.
That was a little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, I just was not awake for like the whole run, and it was a disaster. And then some splits started going well until GT, basically. But it happens.
I mean, other than the middle hold, there was a lot of good stuff for most of the game there.
It was fine. Like, I haven't really been playing much, so like every split has got some rooms where I'm just like rusty and doing the wrong thing. But like, it wasn't horrible. If it wasn't for the death, I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, 3-minute death is tough.
What? I wasn't listening.
Oh, were you watching Spleebie?
Yeah,
Tam died
sorry.
at the top of GT.
Sorry, I distracted him. It was my fault.
Hello, Mrs. Spleebie.
Mama. Good job on comms. Good
Yeah,
job, Dow.
Thanks for the comms, Dow and Malmo. It's great.
Wait, this was NMG co-op and nobody told me? Wow.
Yeah, I had to race 2v1.
That's
Oh,
super
NMG
unfair.
co-op is next. I
When I
promise.
get tired, I
Decision.
just hand over the controller. That's why we had a safety door.
Yeah, exactly.
When are we getting
One
Mrs.
day I'll
Spleebie
do-
on comms?
One day we'll do a pilot spoiler. Maybe. I'm a chicken.
Hey, look at those standings now. Thanks, Fox.
GG on the PBPH.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of those, a lot of really good, a couple of disasters, but all things considered, I don't know if you could probably tell when I was so unbelievably happy with those last 2 splits. It's going to be hard to run against, but that's a 710 GT into a 148 cannon. That is, for me, that is flying fast. That is super good. I was so happy with that.
GG on biffing it, yo-ho.
Thanks.
We don't need another Savage clip.
That's why we got to get Mrs. Spleebie on comms. It'll be nothing but savage.
I really want to see Mrs. Spleebie and Twin on comms together.
Well, she needs to watch some more NMG.
Yeah.
She
Oh, you just with Twin. You can be the
No.
like how Tao was like correcting me, and because I don't know NMG. Like you only need one person on comms who actually knows how the run works.
That's true.
Yeah.
Coin says he'll commentate.
the pilot spoiler.
Oh,
Different thing.
sorry. I love you, Yoho.
Thanks.
High praise. All right, I'm gonna get out of here before we say something we regret.
Too late.
Thanks for the commentary and restream.
Yeah, thanks, Comms. Thanks, Restream. Thanks for the race, guys. It was great.
Yes, thank you all so much. These big 4-way races are one of the. I mean, NMG League is awesome in general. Thank you, Fox. But the 4-way races are some of the most fun because it's like super cool to see. Everyone's like little different strats, and you get like just an explosion of Zelda. It's wild.
Yeah,
you can also pretend
it's
it's a close race between like the diagonal players.
I'll take it.
All right, well, thanks, guys. Thanks so much to the restreamers. GG's to all the runners. It was a great race. If nobody has anything else, then we'll go ahead and get out of here. We've got some stuff. This is the end of ZSR for today, but there's a handful of races tomorrow, starting off with the Majora's Mask Randomizer Mystery Tournament, bright and early at 10 a.m. Then there's Breath of the Wild, more MM Rando, and hopefully we'll get a couple NMG League races on tomorrow as well. We've got some later on in the day. We'll see if we can get staff for those. We're going to go ahead and raid over to Scary Olive, who's a Link to the Past guy, mostly a rando guy, but seems to be doing some NMG practice today. So we'll wish him luck, and thank you guys very much. I hope you all have a great day.